All right, I confused a whole bunch of you. Sorry about that. Yes, I am moving to the Philippines, but I am currently in South Dakota. That does make sense. I promise I'll walk you through it. Basically, you can be in a blue state if you want to be. I understand Pennsylvania is kind of a purple state. If you want to be around the cities, if you want to be around all the crazy people who are trying to do insurrection against the federal government, you can do that. I mean, this is a free country so far that you can do that. But as for me, I don't want to be anywhere near the blue areas. I don't want to be in a purple state. I'd rather be as far away from the trouble as possible. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking along the same lines. So I'm going to walk you through kind of what I'm doing. This isn't what you all should do. You know, a lot of you are married, so you should not move over to the Philippines and marry a beautiful Filipino, right? You shouldn't do that if you're already married, right? You're not allowed to do that if you're already married. So this is just kind of a walkthrough of what I'm doing, and maybe this will be a help to some of you guys, or it'll be entertaining to some of you guys. If you've been watching this channel for a while and you just kind of want to know what's going on with me, I'll be kind of walking you through that too. Okay. All right, friends, for those of you who aren't aware, I am moving to the Philippines and getting married. I'm getting married next month. So I'm going to be heading to the Philippines in just a couple weeks. I'm finishing up selling my house and packing up all that stuff. There's some lessons right there about prepping. If you stock up your stuff, friends, moving becomes quite the hurdle, okay? But I'm going to move over to the Philippines, but my residency would still be in Pennsylvania. And that means I'd be paying over a 4% income tax for the privilege of not living in Pennsylvania. So I thought that didn't seem really great. So I was thinking through, you know, where do we want to kind of land when we come back from the Philippines? And I want to land somewhere with 0% income taxes and a red state and a place that's kind of a better place to prep. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I have family in Rapid City, South Dakota, and so that's kind of why I'm here. So I'm moving my residency right now. South Dakota is one of the states where you can move your residency very quickly and fairly easily. I got my driver's license, and I am now a resident of South Dakota. So yippee-ki-yay. Now I just need to convince the state of Pennsylvania that I really did indeed move, and part of that includes selling my home. That will hopefully get the state of Pennsylvania off my back to stop trying to take my taxes. Take taxes out of me. South Dakota doesn't want to take any taxes from me, income tax. So this is a much better scenario for me. And it does, just nickels and dimes adds up over the years. 4.07% income tax. That's 3.07% for the state of Pennsylvania, plus each and every single municipality in the state of Pennsylvania charges a 1% income tax, which is just, I don't know. I mean, they charge all those taxes, and then what do you get for it? It's hard to see how you get more in the state of Pennsylvania than you do in the state of Florida or in South Dakota. They seem to be able to fund everything just fine without those income taxes. So I know you're probably paying a little more on real estate taxes, but while I'm overseas, I'm not paying real estate tax. So that's what I did. I'm probably going to be landing here with my beautiful wife, Presley. In a couple of years, we're going to have to work through some immigration papers and stuff like that to legally bring her to the United States. We're not sure where we're going to settle for sure after that. So I have been a hunker down, homesteading kind of mentality, stockpile and homestead outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But it has always been a concern of mine how close I am to a large population center that could be a nuclear target, civil unrest, and just the fact that blue areas are kind of moving towards the idea of committing insurrection and rebellion against the federal government. So just not great places to be anyway. And, I think a lot of us are just kind of like, done with people that are for a lot of that stuff. I mean, it's not that I hate people like that. It's just, I don't even understand where they're coming from. It's hard for me to really wrap my head around even what they're trying to say. Because what they say, by and large, is just completely illogical and crazy. And being around illogical, crazy people when the balloon goes up is not my ideal scenario. So, I'd rather be around more sensible, logical people. The United States is heavily dependent upon its infrastructure. The power goes out for a few hours and people start panicking. It's not good. In the United States, without fuel, without power, people and society breaks down. Over in other countries, that's not quite so much the case because they're used to the power going out for long extended periods of time. They're used to making do with what they have. And you find that a lot of the food that you buy in the markets is coming from just a village or two over where it's being grown out of the ground. And these people are not big corporations. They're not having the Monsanto rep come by and give them T-shirts and hoodies to spray all their stuff with the chemicals that the chemical companies want to sell them. These farmers are basically just putting food in the ground and growing food organically. It's not because they're trying to save money. It's it is because they're saving money. They don't want to buy chemicals because they don't have money to buy chemicals with, so they're getting free organic matter to use as fertilizer. They just do things the old-fashioned way, and being close to the food supply source makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. I know that's not a perfect scenario. Nothing really is a perfect scenario, but that's the way the Lord's kind of directing me. My life does not exist to survive. My life exists to thrive and to be a blessing to as many people as possible. A lot of you guys have heard of my missions work over in the Philippines now, as well as India, doing trainings for rural pastors, helping them to know how to study the Bible for themselves. I know it sounds kind of crazy that pastors don't know how to study the Bible, but yet in a lot of these villages, the pastors have never been formally trained by anybody. They just kind of got tapped as being the pastors, and they're doing the best that they can. But getting them into groups of 10 that can then study the Bible together is an awesome, powerful ministry. We've done these trainings, and where we've gone in Africa as well as India and other places, they say, this is powerful stuff. You're teaching people, you're teaching pastors how to study the Bible so they can then pass it on. That's kind of my mission and my life's work. YouTube is fantastic, and you guys are awesome, and I certainly won't want to stop doing what I'm doing, but you guys have shown yourself to be kind of okay for the most part with me not being necessarily in the United States. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing I'm doing over in the Philippines that I'm doing here. But I did need to move my residency out of the state of Pennsylvania, so I'm not giving money to the goblins in Harrisburg. The Senate, the House representatives, both are just blue over in Pennsylvania. They're run by Democrats. The governor is Democratic. It's just all blue. I know it's supposed to be a purple state, but if you go back to 2020 and you look at voting irregularities, you will find quite a few. And even in my relatively red county of Washington County in western Pennsylvania, there were significant irregularities and lots of ballots that showed up and lots of ballots that disappeared. And that's all I'm going to say about that because we're not allowed to talk about that apparently. Anyway, do you want to be a place where they can't count correctly? Kind of makes it so that your vote doesn't count, doesn't it? Anyway, so I wanted to get out of Pennsylvania. I've been wanting to do that for a while, but my work with my church and just the people that I know there have been a big thing. I don't have any family in Pennsylvania anymore. They're down in Florida. They're out here in South Dakota. And so it kind of made sense to kind of either move to Florida or move to South Dakota long term. And either of those places has 0% income tax, but kind of started edging towards South Dakota. So where will I land long term? I don't know for sure, but for now, going over to the Philippines. Like I said before, there is different prepping strategies. You can be prepared for disasters. You can be prepared for hard times by stockpiling and being prepared to hunker down where you are. The other option is to have a bug out bag and be ready to go out the door as quickly as possible and get out of Dodge when something happens. It doesn't mean you don't have some stuff stocked up so that you can kind of weather a few days or a week, but it means that generally your bent is to get out of town and go somewhere where there isn't a disaster. Now, if you get a worldwide disaster, then it's about getting back to the United States or getting back somewhere else where you can kind of be in a better situation overall. But like I said, in the Philippines, people are just used to living off the land. In the Philippines, a lot of these places, there's just food coming out of the ground wherever you go. It's not really hard to find food. It's hard to find medicine, but it's not hard to find food. Okay, so people know how to raise chickens. Most villages, a lot of people's houses have chickens running around. They're raising their own hogs. They have banana trees. They got pineapple plantations all over the place. The food there is basically coming from locally. Now there's imported food coming, from other places like Heinz. Tomato ketchup is coming from like the United States or wherever. You can get that stuff. It's a little more pricey, but all the local stuff, the fruits and vegetables and all that kind of stuff, and even the meats and the chicken and the eggs, they're all just local stuff. So it seems like a better place. And just the way the United States is going these days, the United States is guaranteeing the security of basically every country in the world. And at some point, you got to ask yourself the question, we're going to be there dragged into war for every other country in the world. There's a guaranteed 100% chance that the United States will be involved in World War III. What about countries like the Philippines? Well, there's a high probability that the Philippines are going to be involved in World War III, but maybe not. Maybe they'll be able to sit it out. Maybe some other countries will be able to sit it out. And I know that kind of runs counter to a lot of people's thought process where it's like, I'm American first. Well, friends, I'm a Christian first and I'm an American second. I'm proud to be an American. I love America. But things in America have, for the last several decades, been kind of going the wrong direction. And the energy in America is different than what you see in some of these other places. And the world is changing. Asia is getting younger. The amount of Filipinos under the age of 18 is like, it's like over 50% of the population of the Philippines is under age of 18. I forget the exact statistics, but it's just like there's tons of young people. And when it comes to ministry and sharing Christian faith, there's tremendous need in the Philippines. And the Philippines is a rising power. It is an exciting place to be, and the energy that you feel on the streets, the struggle is real. People are struggling to survive. Rates of pay are very low, but at the same time, people feel like next year is going to be better than this year. In the United States, you kind of don't get that sense. You get the sense that maybe the United States is going to go backwards this year. Whereas in the Philippines, there's just definitely that energy of things are moving forward. You get that in a lot of different countries. But when a country starts moving downwards or backwards, the feeling is not a good feeling. I don't know. It's great to be in the Philippines. I like it. My wife's there. I have to be there if I want to be with my wife. So maybe I'm just coping. I don't know. But I'm going to be super happy in the Philippines because my beautiful, godly, precious future wife is going to be there with me. We're going to have a great time. We're going to go do some things. We're going to go to Israel. That's one of the first trips we want to do. We're going to go see some things around the world, but we're going to be prepared in the Philippines, and we're going to keep an eye and keep you guys updated on what's going on in the world out there at large. But we'll be moving back to the United States eventually when we can, once immigration papers go through and everything. So it's going to take possibly up to 2 years, because that's what spousal visas are looking like they're taking these years. That's just hopefully the Trump administration continues to speed that up. But right now in the Philippines, it's like a 2-year wait to get your spousal visa if you do it properly and legally, which we are going to do. So, all right, friends, let me know what you guys think of that. I know a number of you guys in the audience actually do live in the Philippines. A surprising number of Americans have been going to the Philippines to retire for the cheap prices, the friendly atmosphere, fact that so many people speak English there, and because it's just so Americanized. It used to be part of the United States, so that is definitely something that kind of plays into it as well. It just kind of feels less foreign than a lot of countries. So let me know what you guys think about that. Hopefully that clears up some of what's kind of going on with me. My family and my brother are going to be coming out for the wedding, so that's going to be super exciting. I want to try to get the footage from the wedding and get it edited appropriately for YouTube, so that you guys can see that up on the channel. We'll keep up with the news as best we can. I may go down to like 1 video a day for a period of time, but I am also looking at restarting the Poplar Bible Study channel because I'll be done selling the house and prepping the house and all the crazy stuff and the wedding planning and all that stuff that's been going on in the background. That's why I've been a little scattered recently. I'm here in South Dakota visiting family for the last time here until I move overseas, and also moving my residency here, just checking things off of the list and getting down through things. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching and being part of this channel and the Watchman community. Appreciate that. And we'll keep you guys informed and keep you guys up to date on things. Let me know what you guys think about my move from homestead prepping and hunker down prepping to more bug out type prepping. I'm gonna put some content together for you guys that's more focused on bug out bags and bug out materials, and considering bug out locations that you can set up as you travel or as you are in places that you need to get out of. A lot of you guys are in apartments or in townhomes that are pretty close to cities or right in the outskirts of cities in the suburbs, and you might need to get out of town yourself. So if that's the case, hopefully that will be super helpful to a bunch of you guys. Like I said, let me know down in the comments down below. All right, friends, if you want to check out another video from this channel, most likely the most recent video from this channel, right up there, just tap on that. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.